Hello, my fellow handicappers. This is Weekend Handicapper from weekendhandicapper.com. In this video, we are going to provide picks and analysis for the 2020 Grade 1 Clark Stakes at Churchill Downs on Friday, November 27th. Before we get going, though, if you want to learn how to bet on horses, how to make money betting on horses, I appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and notification bell, so you can get all the latest tips, tools, and resources to help you make money betting on thoroughbred horse racing. All right, so here we go. The Grade 1 Clark. It is a race this year that you're going to recognize a lot of names, really talented horses in this field, a field of 14. We have one also eligible, which I'll include too in my analysis. And at the very end of the video, I'll give you my picks and how I think this race is going to play out. So its post time is around 5:30, so 5:27 on Friday, November 27th. It's race 10 at Churchill Downs. All right, let's go. Number one, Craft Daddy. Craft Daddy, 20-1 morning line. Long shot, I think it's up against it here, but it loves Churchill Downs. So if you're someone that believes in horse for course angle, this horse is undefeated at Churchill Downs, and it's of course, it's never lost at Churchill Downs. So if you like a long shot, if you believe strongly in that horse for course angle, then by all means, throw a few bucks on Craft Daddy. You just never know. You don't want to lose or this horse win and you not bet on that horse and you be like, that was pretty obvious. All you had to do was see how it ran at Churchill Downs and to find this winner. So if you like it, go ahead and bet it. Number two, Title Ready. A lot of you might remember this horse from the Breeders' Cup Classic. Many people are saying, what in the world is this horse doing in here in this race? Title Ready. It's 15-1 morning line. It finished 7th in the Breeders' Cup Classic for trainer Dallas Stewart. Definitely has a better shot in today's race, to say the least, because the rest of the field is not the caliber as what it was facing in the Breeders' Cup Classic. But I think the running style fits well for this horse. So at a decent odds, you shouldn't discount this horse, really, at least to get a piece of it, second, third, fourth, something like that, and could even win if the pace sets up just right for it. Number three, Code of Honor, your morning line favorite. Looks ready for this race. This is a good horse, no doubt, for Sugar McGahee and Johnny Velasquez. It's the one to beat for sure. But how low will that price go? I think that's going to be a deciding factor whether or not you should bet Code of Honor. But it's got everything going for it. Good speed figures, got the right running style, I think, that for this race shape, and good connections and serious morning line favorite, that's for sure. Number four, Multiplier. If y'all don't know, if you don't follow Churchill Downs that often, other than the big race days, jockey Tyler Gaffleone is just tearing it up. He's on fire. It seems like he's winning with everything. So can that hot hand, can that hot streak keep going for this horse that's trained by Peter Miller? Multiplier at 15-1. If you're a big believer in jockeys being in the zone and just pretty much can win with whatever they're on, at 15-1, it's worth taking a shot for Multiplier, or on Multiplier. Number five, Aurelius Maximus. Early speed horse for Steve Asmussen. I'm not sure if this horse can break away from the field. Even though it's an early speed horse, I don't know if it's got the speed to get away from these other horses that might not be early speed horses, if that makes sense. You know, if I thought this horse could get an easy lead, then maybe, but I don't think it can. But it's a consistent horse, so nothing to take nothing away from the horse. Number six, I always get this wrong. Something part plus Q parfait, always get that name wrong. 30-1 morning line. It's ran its high speed figure at Keeneland last time, but even though it ran its highest speed figure, it still finished 6th. So it's 30-1 for a good reason. Number 7, Mr. Freeze for Dale Romans. Mr. Freeze, I think, is a interesting horse at 6-1 morning line. This horse is hit or miss, but I think this could be one of those nice value horses in this race with a legit shot. Number 7, Mr. Freeze. Number 8, Bodie Express. Hey, this horse, that last race at Gulfstream Park West, it just blew away the competition. So if that horse, this 8-horse Bodie Express, can repeat that performance, and where it ran a 107 Brisnet speed figure, definitely a contender at nice odds. That's the question, man. Or will it bounce after that performance? But of course, the field might be questionable in some eyes, but definitely if it can repeat that performance, this horse has got an excellent chance to win. Number 9, Owendale. Owendale is trained by Brad Cox. Brad Cox has got a hot hand. Just seems like he's been winning all kinds of stuff. Brad Cox trained horses were very good to me on the Friday, Future Stars Friday on Breeders' Cup. But he kept that streak going into Saturday on Breeders' Cup Day. Can he win again? Another big stakes race on a big stage against a field of quality horses? We'll see why not. If you ask me who do you favor as far as, or who do you go with more? Do you go with trainers that have hot hands or jockeys that have hot hands? I'm going to side with the trainer all the time, because they're the mechanics, they're the ones handling the horses, and the horses are the engines that get it done for the most part. So I'm always going to side with the trainer, and the trainer has been just lights out, seems like. So number 9, Owendale, even though, last couple races hadn't had too much success, or as much success as it did earlier in its career, but I think it might have found the right field right here to compete against. Number 10, Bourbon Colin, 30-1, always runs well at Churchill Downs for Ian Wilkes, the trainer, but I think it's a tough task here in this race. Number 11, Coastal Defense, 20-1, another Dale Romans horse. I prefer Mr. Freeze to this one of the Dale Romans trainees. Number 12, by my standards, this is a good horse. This is a good horse. That was in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Can it return to a few races ago where it was running really well? But I think the question that you got to ask yourself is, a few races back, was that the horse's peak? I would let the odds determine the answer to that question. It's 4-1 morning line wise. It's the second choice morning line. So I don't know if that price gets too low. Be careful there. But this horse certainly has the potential to win this race, because it's a good horse. It just, maybe the last couple races, it's kind of digressed a little bit. So if you can throw out the past couple races, think back to a few races ago, then definitely a contender. If you think that streak is going to continue of subpar performances, or maybe it's the average performance for this horse, that's why the price always determines the bet. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about betting number 12, by my standards. Number 13, Phantom Currency, 50-1 bomb. This horse, I doubt it could get it done, but hey, if it wired, its only chance is if it could get out to the front end on the lead, wire the field. If it can't, doesn't have a shot. But its last 2 races was the best speed figures of this horse's career. So hey, it might keep improving, and if this horse wins, you're talking about, it's 50-1 morning line. So that's a huge bomb that I don't know if it can get away from these other horses in this race on the front end. Number 14, Silver Prospector, another Steve Asmussen horse, 15-1 morning line. Needs the right pace scenario set up for this horse to win, and also eligible. As I record this video, this horse isn't in the race. Number 15, In Love, but it's 50-1 morning line. It's a closer. It's going to need a lot of pace to close in on to have a shot, but it's got to get in the race first to even have a shot. So how am I going to bet the 2020 Clark, Grade 1 Clark at Churchill Downs. It's a tough field. I think a pretty wide open race, honestly. So I'm not going to get too hung up on the favorite, even though the favorite is a quality horse. That is the horse to beat, of course. That's why it's the favorite, which is number 3, Code of Honor. But I like, well, they called me Mr. Freeze. I keep running around the track. Mr. Freeze, number 7. I think number 7 and number 9, Owendale, are your values of the race. So Mr. Freeze is 6-1 morning line, and number 9, Owendale, is 5-1 morning line. I think those horses offer pretty good value, good bang for your buck in the 2020 Clark. Now, let's see what the odds are going to be at post time with number 3, Code of Honor. Maybe worth including that horse in some exactas, even on top. It depends on how the probables go. But I think number 9, Owendale, for the hot hand of Brad Cox, is a worthy bet around 5-1. Mr. Freeze could surprise some people and get it done. But I think those two are the best value of the race. I usually bet according to value, not most likely winner, not who's probably going to win, but who's going to win at the best odds and offering the most value. That's usually how I bet win bets. Again, if you want to include number 3, Code of Honor, in the mix, absolutely, of course, I'm sure everybody will. So you got to watch, make sure those exacta payouts aren't underpaying. So in top preference, it would be number 9, number 6, or number 7, excuse me, and number 3. So 9, 7, 3 are my top picks of the 2020 Clark Handicap. I would love to hear who you are going to bet in the Clark Handicap, if you're going to bet in the Clark Stakes. I think I keep saying Clark Handicap, the Grade 1 Clark. So I would love to hear who you're going with if you're going to bet it. No matter what horse wins, I want each and every one of y'all to have a wonderful Thanksgiving, you and your family. It's been a tough year, and I know a lot of people have to modify their Thanksgiving, and it's a shame, but we'll definitely remember this Thanksgiving in years to come. So you all be safe, take care of yourself and your families. Until next time, happy handicapping, smart wagering.